And today I have a woman here who I've been wanting to interview for quite some time. A goddess that I've been calling her as of late. A ring girl queen, and of course, a fighting queen herself, Miss Jessica Miller. Jessica, what's going on, girl?
Not too much. How are you?
I'm doing great. First of all, I'm happy that we can finally make this happen. It's like we've been
Yeah.
talking about this for so long, and it's like now the opportunity is finally here.
I know. I feel like it's been probably a year that we've been trying to like connect, or at least a year, I would say. Yeah.
Ever since I met you, I think it was through Rough and Rowdy, it was like, okay, I mean, she's
Yeah.
got her fighting gear on. It was like, okay, I definitely want to have her on here.
Yeah.
But, but I gotta just ask you, how have things been going for you, by the way?
Been going good. I'm currently in training camp. I have a fight coming up on October 4th. And then just trying to balance that with everything, life has been throwing at me with school and just everything else. So staying busy
I
for
don't,
sure.
I don't see how you do it. I don't see how you do it with training, with school, and everything. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, do you drink coffee? Is that what helps you get through the day?
So I have to watch how much caffeine I intake. I've built up such a tolerance that I could literally drink an entire pot of coffee, or just large amounts of monster caffeine, or whatever the case may be, and it just does not do anything for me anymore.
I have a confession. And you're gonna call me crazy because we've known each other for about a year or two now.
Yeah.
I've never had coffee.
Oh, really?
I swear to you, I've never had coffee. Like my biggest go-to is like the energy drinks, as you can
Okay.
tell by like my stories, and it's like those are like my go-to, especially when I'm working, when I'm doing this. It's like energy drinks are like my biggest go-to. No offense
Yeah.
to any, like yourself or any of the coffee lovers, but I just can't do it. I just can't do the smell. I don't know what it is about coffee. I just can't do it.
See, I love energy drinks. I probably would much prefer energy drinks over coffee. But I
Yeah.
try to phase the two back and forth to see if one gives me a little bit more oomph than the other one does.
Yeah, I mean, before we do get started, I gotta get a chance to ask you, what's your favorite energy drink outside of the monsters?
Um, Outside of Monster, I really like, so I drink a lot of the zero sugar just to try to save my carbs because I do macro counting.
Yeah.
So outside of Monsters, I really like either the Ghost Cherry Limeade, or there's I think it's a rock pop, or like some kind of a
Rock.
popsicle flavor. Yeah. That one
Yeah,
I
no,
really like. And the Rise has some really good flavors.
that's the only one I've never tried is rice. Like, like if you can tell by my stories, I love the Alanis, I love the Ghosts,
Uh-huh.
and I usually like just the monster juices that you
Yeah.
see. So like that's usually would be like my biggest go-to. But yesterday, my job just got in a new Ghost flavor called Raspberry Cream, and it was
Uh-huh.
not bad.
Is it okay? I wanted to try it and I've not gotten it yet. So I'll have to try it.
It's definitely good. Just don't drink it warm. That was my biggest mistake was drinking it
Okay.
warm. Well, let's go ahead and get things started. So we all get inspired by what we do best. Me when
Yep.
it comes to interviewing, you when it comes to fighting. So what inspired you to start fighting?
So it's kind of maybe a funny story, but maybe also not a funny story. But I lived, I moved back from Kentucky in 2018. My cousin, my oldest cousin, he has fought in the Tough Mans twice prior to me moving back. So I moved back and I was like, you know what? I want to fight in these Tough Man events too. So I started training with my brother and my cousin in 2018 in preparation to fight at the Wiley Ford event. They don't host it there anymore, but at the Wiley Ford event in 2019. So I told my family, and my mom was supportive. She was fine, but my grandparents were not supportive. They were like, you're a female, you shouldn't be fighting. That's not something females do. You're going to get hurt. And just, an array of trying to deter me from fighting. And I'm not one that likes to be told I can't do something. If you tell me I can't do something, that usually puts a very large fire underneath of me to show you that, yes, just because I am a woman or because of, whatever the case may be, I can do whatever you're telling me that I can't do. So that's kind of what started it. Like I said, I trained with my brother, my cousin. I ended up fighting at the Wiley Ford event. There were, I think, myself and two other females that showed up, and I ended up fighting the first night. I didn't do terrible my first round with the girl that I ended up fighting, but the second round she clocked me in the temple and I went down, and that was my first KO that I did not give it. She gave it to me. I hit the mat and I was out, and I jumped up and I was like, "Oh, what happened? Why am I down here?" But but that's kind of why I started, and then I just really fell in love with the sport and have continued.
I really like that, and of course, I really like the fact that your grandparents are like, I wouldn't say they doubted you, but they kind of are whenever you
Yeah.
told them that you were going to be fighting. So like that gives you like the drive to say, if you're going to doubt me, then I'm going to give you a reason why you shouldn't doubt me in
Yeah.
the first place, regardless of the KO.
Yeah. Yeah. I like I said, I walked out of the ring, and my mom and my brother and my cousins like were all there, and they were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go again."
Well, I really like that. And of course, another thing too is that you train at Tommy Thomas Boxing Club. I mean, talk about how much they've helped you ever since you joined them.
So I joined them in 2023. I took a little bit of a gap off from 19, and then trained a little bit, took a gap, and then started back up in 2023 with them. I absolutely love training with all of those guys up there. I mean, we're all like just a very big family. They have helped me so much just with training and everything in general. You know, as a female, you walk into a gym sometimes, and guys kind of, they may not mean to, but they have that misconception of a female fighter that, oh, she's not going to stick with it, or she's just a girl or something. And I tell you what, I get in the ring with those guys and they do not take it easy on me one little bit. They push me, they challenge me, and I appreciate each and every one of them.
I really like that for sure. And of course, I mean, we all need to have some sort of a difficult sparring partner or somebody that can
Yeah.
help you motivate you to get better. So, of course, shout out to your gym over at Tommy Thomas Boxing Club. And where's this at so I can give them a shout out?
It's in Clarksburg, West Virginia. And we
Oh,
have a big rec center that we train out of, and we're expanding. We've got 3 boxing rings in there now. They've got a ton of bags. Anybody is welcome to come train.
well, I mean, I am in the Pineville area, so yeah, I definitely will have to make my first
Yeah,
little trip over to
yeah,
Clarksburg. So, guys, if you guys are in the Clarksburg area, if you're in the Beckley area, anywhere in the West Virginia area, please go and check it out over at Tommy's Thomas Boxing Club. Now, of course, another thing too is that this is my favorite part about the interview is that we all get just to have our different sort of perspectives. Like training may be great on a lot of things, but then at times there are difficult most parts about training. So my question to you is what has been the most difficult part about training?
I would say difficult part with training for me is just my chaotic, busy schedule. I mean, I have a problem with trying to take on too many things at once, and I know that. So, like I said, I've added school back in, so I'm going back to college for a registered dietitian. And then I work 2 jobs on top of that. I box as well and try to compete still with that. And then on the weekends, I go home to take care of my grandma. So that's probably honestly the most difficult part, is just trying to figure out times for everything, and really put forth, when I do have time in the gym, putting my best quality and quantity towards my training schedules.
Yeah. And of course, I'm bringing up something here because, I kind of noticed the thing about you is that, you have a certain gear, not, and, I gotta show the viewers this. You have, like, this Spider-Man-like gear. I mean, you see it in photos
Yeah.
like these, and of course, everywhere. So, what inspired you with this Spider-Man-like gear you have?
So when I first started doing Tough Man, not my very first fight, but my second fight in Tough Man, I just kind of always wore my leggings and then usually just like a t-shirt or something. And then as I started to branch into the rough and rowdy world, I noticed that like Brendan Kelly, so he does like when he first started, he did like the ninja wear, I think, and then like now he has his own like kind of look, and then everybody else had their own kind of thing, but I didn't really see anybody doing a whole lot of like super man apparel or like any kind of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, I love. He's one of my favorite comic book characters, and I also really love Wonder Woman. So I kind of gravitated towards. I think in one of my previous Tough Man fights, I did a Batman shirt, and then I just kind of kept gravitating towards Spider-Man. So then I had gotten my it's one of my onesies that I wear for my Ring Girl competition, but it's like the full suit. I started wearing it, and it got me a lot of attention through Rough and Rowdy with the Spider-Man suit. So now everybody calls me like Spidey Woman and stuff. And then when I got my trunks made, I was like, I have to keep the Spider-Man going.
I was just saying because like when I first got a chance to see you fight, it was like you talked about the onesie. It's like you wore a pair of shorts and part of the onesie, and
Yeah,
I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, like you mentioned before, in this photo with the fight gear, is that you kept continuing with this Spider-Man like gear, and I was like,
yeah.
okay, because I actually own a Spider-Man Funko. It's off of one of the comics, and it
Okay.
turns into a Funko. So I was like, okay. I'm like, I'm sure she's gonna like that for sure. And of course,
Yeah,
I really like that because I'm a nerd myself. I mean, I can go on and on. I mean, Deadpool is like my favorite at the moment.
yeah.
But I really like that, and I hope it inspires other people to do more of like this superhero-like gear that you're doing.
Yeah, I haven't ordered them yet. They're in my cart sitting, and they've been sitting there for a while, but I'm waiting for the right moment. I want to eventually migrate to some like Black Venom Spidey
Yeah.
outfit as well, so should be in the future sometime.
Oh.
But I'm waiting for the right fight to bring that in.
I mean, not to mention that, I mean, you also got the Venom. You also got there's like a Spidey Quinn, I believe. So
Yeah,
yeah, you have a lot you got to do, my
yeah,
friend. Well, of course, another thing too is that whenever we're not training, whenever we're not fighting, there's always that one go-to that we like to do during our free time. Me, it's usually music or gaming, but you could be other things. So my question to you is, do you ever have like that one go-to when you're not busy with fighting, when you're not busy with the schoolwork or anything like that?
yeah. So when I'm home on the weekends, back in Pennsylvania, I love, if you put me on a tractor, I would literally stay out on that tractor the entire day. Like, I love just being out and working and doing stuff. So this year I've planted, last year I did it too, but I planted 2 gardens this year. I grew so many different types of vegetables. So usually when I'm home, that's kind of when I'm not training. I'm usually outside in the garden taking care of it, or out on the tractor trying to like clean up logs and sticks or whatever the case may be.
Well, I really like that for sure. And of course, another part about this interview is that I love to get a chance to do this. Is that I love to get a chance to hear Fire's perspective on this certain topic. I think I sent you the post about this yesterday, but yet this sport makes a toll on us, not only just in a physical way, but of course mentally. So my question to you is, how much has the sport helped you out mentally?
It has helped me tremendously. So I suffer from anxiety pretty bad at times. My brain just it wants to just constantly run and replay everything over, and then I overthink things. I fidget a lot if I'm anxious. So it has helped me tremendously when I'm boxing. Even if I'm just hitting the bag or if I'm in the ring, especially, my mind just goes quiet, and it's just so
Yeah.
nice. So it has helped me so much. It's similar. So I do theater as well when I have time to do it, and it's the same feeling that I get when I'm on stage with theater. It's just like you're stepping outside of your body, kind of. Obviously, when you're in theater, you're being somebody else than yourself, but it goes quiet, and it has helped me so much.
I really like that because you know what, the one thing I can say about the sport is that you know even as an interviewer, dude, this sport has made a tremendous impact because you know what, it's you get a chance to watch fighters like yourself go in there, whether if it's in a ring or a cage, whatever you're stepping into, and you fight your hearts out. And you know what, for anybody that's watching this live, I mean, this is Suicide Awareness Month, and you know I definitely
Mhm.
want to get a chance to just you know for anybody that's watching this live, you know, first of all, it's okay to not be okay because I have depression. I have anxiety. I'm currently, you know, going to therapy at the moment. And the one thing I can tell you is, you know, giving up is not an option. I don't care if you're a fighter. I don't care if you're somebody who has been a part of this community. Even as a fan, you know, my biggest thing is don't give up because the world needs you. I mean, we're all warriors inside and both outside the ring. It's just, you know, it inspires me to see what you girls do. So if anything, thank you for all that you do. And if you don't have a gym, it don't matter what gym you go to, whether it be in boxing, kickboxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is, just go, get off the couch, stop eating potato chips, and go and be a part of something incredible. Because one thing I can tell you, and Jessica can vouch for me on this one, if you're not being loved by your own family, just walk into any gym that you see, and they'll treat you like family.
They will. They exactly will. That's like my biggest thing with the gym that I box out of right now. It like I said, we're all a family. We're all super supportive of one another. We hype each other up on fight days, and it's amazing. So like you said, if your family doesn't support you, find other positive outlooks that will support you because like you said, life is worth continuing. It's not worth giving up on, and find that thing I think that you're so super passionate about that you want to continue going.
Yeah. And you know, it's like I said before. I mean, you can be a fighter, you can be an interviewer, you can be a guy selling cotton candy in the fifth row at an
Yeah,
event. It doesn't matter what you do. Just go out there and do it. Keep your mind from being Keep your mind distracted because if you don't, all those minds that you're thinking about will get to you, and yet you end up thinking about things that you shouldn't be thinking about.
exactly.
And of course, another thing too is that you know, for most folks don't know is that you know outside of the fighting world, I mean, you got the courage and you got the strength to do some ring girl and stuff. So my question to you is, what made you want to get step in the ring and start doing ring girl?
So last year, I think I had told you maybe briefly. I fought in June last year at 115. Everything was fine, and then until everything wasn't fine afterwards. So I started getting headaches really, really bad after that fight. I still to this day do not know what happened. I had to miss fights last year that I was scheduled for, which I felt really bad about, but I just could not physically, like it took every ounce of my being just to get out of bed or lift my head. Sometimes I couldn't train. I had to take from probably August of last year to I would say a good like mid January, end of January off from boxing entirely until we figured out what was going on. And they still really to this day don't know what happened. So I love Tough Man. I love everything about Tough Man. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to step out of my comfort zone since I can't fight and be in the ring fighting. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and I'm going to try this ring girling thing, which, like I said, was way, way out of my comfort zone. I'm not usually one to like flaunt around or anything like that. So it made me super nervous to wear a bikini like that. I've wore bikinis like that when I've went to like Miami Beach or something like that, but I've never done it around that many people or even people that I know or like anything like that. So it was a little nerve-wracking at first, but I ended up really enjoying it. And then when I was doing it, I was like, you know what? I box with Spider-Man on, so I need to bring those elements into my ring girl stuff. That way I'm recognized for both things. So that's kind of how I got into it, and I really do enjoy doing it, so I probably will continue to keep doing it at least a little bit longer.
I like that because you know this past Monday I was talking to Kirsten and you know she did a tough event. It was with
I
you
did
and
that
Autumn.
event with her.
And she said she's not doing that again. I was
Yeah.
like, do you ever think that you know, with you girls being amazing that you are, like you guys be all the recognition, She told me that
Yeah.
her and Anna finished like seventh and eighth place. I was like, what the
They
hell?
did.
Like what?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! But yeah,
It's tough because they hold that
go ahead.
meter thing up. So it's tough. I don't exactly know how it works, what frequency it reads off of, or anything. But yeah, I did that event with them, and I had fun. I know I talked to Kirsten a little bit after, I think after the event, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm never doing this again," type of a thing. So
Yeah, she was very blunt about it, but it's like,
yeah,
I don't blame her because like if she's not getting any sort of attention, I mean, at least she had some supporters in the ring that was rooting
yeah,
for her. But as far as from your perspective, I mean, it's always awesome because I think of girls like yourself, to Autumn, to Kristen, even to girls who have fought both ring girls and fought at the same time. I mean, shout out to Hot Wheels Casey Wheeler
yeah,
because she was one of those girls that I first thought of because for most folks don't know, she started doing ring girling and then they wanted her to fight, so it's like why not do both? And to me, it's
yeah,
like you also look at the other professional boxers. I don't know if you know who Ebony Bridges is. She's like the pioneer of that. It's like she started doing ring girling, then she became a fighter. It's like do you ever kind of just think to yourself, like, you can go in the ring, slay it like the goddess that you are, but at the same time, you
yeah,
can go in there and fight like the warrior you are?
yeah. Exactly. Like it's exactly that. And I am so glad that Casey Wheeler, she now is a professional fighter. I think that is absolutely amazing that she's went from, like you said, ring girling to fighting on Rough and Rowdy, and now she's a professional fighter.
And I'm sure she'll get a chance to watch this, but of course, shout out to Hot Wheels. She's always been like one of my favorites watching as far as the rough and rowdy side of things, and now she's you know taking on a whole new level when it comes to
Mhm.
being a professional boxer. And it's like I said before, it's like Ebony Bridges does the exact same thing. It's like you girls are just slaying it like goddesses that you are. You go in there, you fight like warriors are, and it's always so incredible. And of course, another thing too is that just kind of look back on this with me. We always end up having that one tough opponent that brings out the
Mhm.
best of us. So my question to you is, who has been the toughest fight ever in your career?
My toughest fight. I don't know if she's still fighting. I haven't. I don't. I think I follow her on Instagram maybe, but I don't see her post a lot. Is a woman named April Klein. I fought her on Rough and Rowdy. Her fight name is the Mamba.
Okay.
She is an absolute beast, and she has been my toughest opponent. I usually don't come out of the ring with like any black and blue, or even the next day I don't typically have any black and blue marks, but after I fought her, I had a black eye, I had a busted lip, I had a bruise on my cheek. And the
Oh my
ref ended
gosh.
up stopping that fight just because she was knocking me around quite a bit. But I wish he wouldn't have, because I mean, I was fine. She was definitely knocking me around in there, but I think I could have definitely she would have won without a doubt, but I could have finished at least.
Well, and of course, shout out to April Klein. I believe the
Yeah,
the the Mamba. Is that how
the
you say it?
Mamba.
The
Yeah,
Mamba.
yeah,
Well, shout out to the Mamba April Klein, and of course, I think first of all, I want to say congratulations on your last fight. Basically coming home with the title. So
yeah.
now it's like you have a lot of motivation going into your next fight, and of course, I hope you don't mind me announcing your next fight as far as what
Okay.
you got coming up. But yet, you got a big fight coming up against. Hopefully I said her name right. If she watched this, my apologies for butchering it. Uh, Zena Gonzalez. You'll be fighting at 118 coming up here in October. So my question to you is, what's going to be the mindset? I mean, you have a lot of motivation after your last fight, when that title fight. So what's going to be the mindset going into this next fight?
I would say I'm super motivated going into the next fight. Especially since it is at 118. That's kind of where I've been trying to stay at, especially since I had cut weight for Autumn in that fight. And so I'm still sitting around 118. So I'm super excited to be fighting still at that weight. I'm definitely very mindset wise. I would say I'm very excited and grateful for the match. I want to really showcase kind of what we've been working on and different techniques that we've been working on. I know she's fought, I believe, Autumn twice this year on the Tough Man shows, and then I think she might have fought on a New Line cage fight maybe this year as well, but don't quote me on that. But I think she fought one other girl this year.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well, of course,
definitely I'm excited.
well, hey, make sure you guys go and follow her. Hopefully, if you don't mind making just to plug your Instagram, but yeah, guys, go follow her at jmill137 on Instagram. She's gotten up to almost 9K followers on Instagram. So let's get her up to 9K and eventually let's get her up to 10K because you, my friend, definitely deserve it.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this October 4th fight. There's a lot of great fights on the card. I think there's 12 to 15 out of my gym that are just going to be fighting on that card. There's 3 professional bouts. Dakota the Lone Wolf Linger is fighting. Dylan Maverick Murphy is fighting out of my gym. And then Will Silly Goose Lopez is fighting as well. So it should be a very great show.
Well, hey, definitely look forward to that, guys. It's going to be at the Clarksburg Nathan Golf Armory coming up for you guys. That is a lot of great events coming up for you guys coming up on October 4th. And of course, you're going to be fighting in there as well. So
Yep,
now, this is going to be the very fun part. I told you about this certain question, and are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Alrighty, so we all get inspired by what we do best. Me when it comes to interviewing, you when it comes to fighting. So my question to you is, what's something you want? Sorry, what's something you want to be recognized for during your time of fighting?
I really love inspiring people. Like I mentioned earlier, I think with me kind of being told that I couldn't do something, that also ignited what I would like to kind of help show people. And it's that, I really would love to be a positive inspiration for people in general or younger fighters that think maybe they're not good enough or anything like that. I really just love inspiring people and being kind of that positive light that shows people that yes, you can do whatever it is you're trying to set out to achieve. No matter what goal. I personal train people as well, so I'm always trying to be like, yes, you can do it. You can lift that weight or anything like that. I have a client who, when she first started with me, she didn't want to lift heavy, and I understand why women don't want to lift heavy, but now she loves lifting heavy. So for me, that's kind of what I want to bring into my goal for fighting as well, is just to continue being that positive light, that inspiration for people, to show them that yes, you can do whatever you set your mind to. It's just your mind that you have to convince that you can do it.
And of course, another thing too is that if there's something that I believe that you also want to be recognized for is that it's not only just the fighting aspects, the ring girl aspects, but it's everything that you do and just in general. It's like you're writing down your own path for greatness. And
Yes.
for most folks don't know, we've got just to know each other for the past, I believe, 2 years now. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's been 2 years because you've helped me out when days that I've been struggling, and it's like we've been really good friends, and for that, I want to say I definitely appreciate your friendship. I definitely appreciate your support because you have been with me for not only one page, but I believe now 3 pages on Instagram. So really, truly, just thank you for everything that you're doing. I mean, you're doing incredible things here in West Virginia with the Tough Man, with the Rough and Rowdy, with the event you got coming up on October 4th, and I'm really excited to see what's next for you. It's like when you get a chance to follow somebody who is very passionate, just like yourself, you see greatness. And I see greatness in you for so long. It's like, I know without a doubt that whatever's stepping in front of you, you're ready to knock it down without a doubt because you got that warrior in you. You got that fighter in you. So really, truly, for having you on here, get ready for cheesy, Jake. But I'm not worthy, first of all. I'm not worthy.
I appreciate you. I really do. And you said about, what's next for Jess Miller. I really, really hope that one day I can become a professional fighter as well. I know my age. I wish I could reverse like the clock a little bit here. I can't, but I would like to turn pro one day, hopefully sooner than later, since I am getting older and not younger. But
It doesn't
I
matter.
really, really appreciate you. I appreciate your interviews. I think they have all been super great. I appreciate all three of your pages.
Yeah, speaking of the page right now, and of course, which what a coincidence for today because this actually came in yesterday. But guys, if you're not following the Fighting Queens, we have some merch. Thanks to Main Event Officials, this just came in yesterday. It'll be on
Nice.
my page. Go to use code Fighting Queens 10 to save 10% off your order. And of course, guys, go show Jessica some love too because she definitely deserves it. And it's just know that I'm very very proud of you. Not only for just being an absolute goddess that I always call you, but just for being an amazing human being that you are. And just thank you for all that you're doing for women's sports. I mean, you definitely are rising up like you are. And of course, another thing too is that I love that we get a chance to share music because if there's one thing that you already know about me, I'm a very big music nerd. So that's why I
Yeah.
always said you like music. Like it's incredible.
Yeah, when you put that up there, I've never personally heard of that band. I'm sure my brother has because he really listens to that stuff. But I
Yeah.
do like that kind of music. Like I really like Asking Alexandria, some of their stuff, Breaking Benjamin's stuff. Not that they're really screamo, but like I do dabble in some of the screamo music. So I appreciated that song.
I was like, because ever since that collaboration with Amy Lee, Courtney, and Poppy, I was like, I've been trying to get into Spirit Box a lot, and I'm like, what would be a great song to hype this interview up for Jessica? I'm like, screw it, like let's go ahead and go with Spirit Box.
Yeah, I'll definitely
So
have to
I was
check out
like,
more of this stuff.
yeah, definitely for sure. And of course, I have a lot more bands that we can definitely talk about for
Okay.
sure. But we'll definitely have to talk about that afterwards. But because I know you got a
Yeah.
very busy day ahead of you. But guys, go and follow Jessica at JM. I need to pull it up real quick. Sorry about that. Look at me butchering things like I always do. But at JMill137 on Instagram. And of course, if you're not following the Fighting Queens on Instagram, be sure you do. And before we go, I do want to remind everybody coming up on September 18th. I don't know if you've seen the big announcement, but yet we have Andre Lee from UFC is going to be joining me live on Millions. It'll be only Millions exclusive only, so make sure you guys don't download Millions because we got a big one for us. But guys, if you guys are watching this live from YouTube, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz because we have more interviews to come. Jessica, really truly, I cannot wait to see you fight coming up on October 4th. Best of luck to you, and thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for taking time out of your busy schedule. Once again, I'm not worthy.
Maybe it's I'm not worthy. I
Girl,
appreciate
girl,
you.
don't don't
I really do. I
don't you
appreciate
be
you.
I was saying, don't you be playing the Uno card on me now. Don't you be playing the reverse Uno card on me now.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
But guys, for Miss Jessica, I am Jake, not from State Farm, saying so long, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.
See ya.
See ya.